In this video, we're going to have a look at further changing the subject of a formula. What's different compared to the former or the previous video? Well, the calculations is just going to be a bit more difficult now. Nothing else changes except, of course, it's going to be more difficult. All right, let's have a look. You have to make L the subject of the formula in this equation. Now, it's very tricky because there's a fraction and there's a square root. So just take it step by step. I know it looks scary, but it shouldn't be. All right. So what do? It's t is equal to 2 times pi times the square root of LG. So I'm going to get rid of 2 times pi. How do I get a times? Well, I am going to divide by 2 pi. And that leaves square root of L over G. And I'm going to divide, obviously, as well on this side to keep my equation balanced. So t over 2 pi is equal to the square root of L over G. Now, my L is still in that fraction and it's underneath that square root. I need to get rid of the square root. How do you get rid of the square root? Well, you're going to square it, right? You're going to square your both sides of the equation. What do I get here? Well, I'm going to square my entire fraction, so that means I am going to square my numerator and I am going to square my denominator. Be careful, you have to do both, okay? This comes from here, so if you don't immediately see it, this is what happens, okay? So you get t squared and 4 pi squared as well. What's left on the right side? Well, that's L over G. Now, my L is just divided by G, so how do I get rid of a division? I'm going to multiply by G. I get L here, and I'm going to multiply everything here times G as well. I can actually simplify it a bit by putting G in my numerator like that. And this is my answer to this question. All right, see, it's a bit more tricky. My second example, I have to make x the subject of this formula. All right, so I got 6 minus 5x. I need to get rid of 6 and then and times minus 5. All right, there's two options. I'm going to show you the easiest one. I don't like negative numbers, so I'm going to make that negative into a positive first. And how am I going to make this negative into a positive? Well, I'm going to add it to the other side. I'm going to do plus 5x, so I get y plus 5x here, and I get 6 on this side. So now I'm getting rid of the negativity, so that's good. All right, now I still need to make x the subject of my formula. I still now have x on the left side. It's plus y here, so I'm going to deduct a y on this side. So I deduct y here as well. 5x is equal to 6 minus y. 5 times x. So how do I get rid of times x? Well, I'm going to divide by 5. I divide by 5 here, I get x. And of course, I have to divide both sides. So equally, it's the whole right side that gets divided by 5, not just 6. Okay, so x is equal to 6 minus y over 5. Last example. It's a bit more tricky. Make x the subject of this formula. So again, x. Now my problem is it's in my denominator. That's not a good place to be. I need to get rid of everything else. All right. First up, I need to get rid of plus 1 over y. I do plus. That's the main calculation I do. So I'm going to minus 1 over y. And I have q minus 1 over y is equal to 1 over x. Now, to make it a bit easier on the left side here, I'm going to get rid of the negativity here. I'm going to get rid of that small fraction. I'm going to put everything on one big fraction. So I need to put it on the same denominator. I still have 1 over y. Q, that's going to be q times y over y. Okay, and I leave this here. So what do I get? One big fraction, I get 9y minus 1 over y is 1 over x. Now, there are a couple of ways of doing this now, but the easiest way, there's two ways, I'm going to show you both. The easiest way is to just flip around your fractions. So y over 9y minus 1 is equal to x over 1. Now x over 1, that's the same thing as x. So x is going to be 9y minus 1. The other way is cross multiplication. I mentioned it in the previous videos. So we're going to cross multiply. So that means x times 9y minus 1 is equal to y times 1. Okay, you see cross multiply, you do this times this, and this one times that one. So y times 1 is y, and you get x times 9y minus 1. How do you get x? Well, I'm just going to divide by 9y minus 1 because I need to get rid of that bracket. Both will get you the exact same answer, and both are equally correct. All right, good luck.